Hello, right, just thought I'd give you a quick update on this project guitar I'm working on. As you can see, the graphic is on the body now. I think I've done an okay job considering I've never done it before. I mean, you probably won't be able to see, but I know where the slight imperfections are. I know there's a little bit here, and inside these bevels, I've had a hell of a job getting this to stay, because like it kind of lifts off, especially at the moment because it's really hot in the UK at the minute, so the heat's not helping. But I've got this side to stay down eventually, but this side keeps lifting, and I've got a hairdryer on it and I try to press it in and it keeps lifting, and then the next day I get the hairdryer back on it and it lifts again, and this is about the 4th time I've tried to get it to stay in, so hopefully when I get up tomorrow it will have stayed in. But we'll see. I also had a hell of a job rewiring all these pickups because I don't exactly have the best soldering skills in the world. I don't have a very steady hand, so soldering them was a nightmare for me. But I got there eventually, and I've checked it on the amp and it works again. And there's a little bit of buzz on this neck pickup, but no more than there is on any of my other guitars, so it seems to be okay. I've reattached these volume and tone knobs, but I've not put the new things on yet. And I've reattached the pickup selector switch, and that works fine. So all the electronics seem to be okay. I've not secured the pickups in place because I've bought some new screws, because the screws which were originally on the guitar, all the threads on the top of the screws have gone. You know, where the screwdriver goes in, it's just knackered, so if I put those screws in I'd never be able to get them out again. I bought a new bridge, as you can see here, which I've fit in, and it's the right size and it fit okay, so thank God for that. I've not put the tremolo arm on yet because there's no point until I've strung it and everything, but yeah, I think that looks a lot better against this graphic than the original silver one did. Yeah, so I've just been cleaning the neck up with some of this Ernie Ball clean and polish, and it was filthy. I had to do it about 6 times to get all the grime off. I know I said in my previous video I cleaned it. I cleaned it to the point where I felt like I could touch it all right, but it was obviously still really dirty, like ingrained into it, like especially like against the frets. So I've been going over and over and over and over and over that, and I've actually got it to the point where the cloth wasn't filthy after I wiped it over. So yeah, I'm moving up to the headstock. You can see I've put some of the graphic on here as well, which I think looks kind of cool. I put these black tuning pegs on, but they were ever so slightly bigger than the ones which were on there, and I mean slightly, about 0.5 millimeter if that, but it was enough for screwing them in to be a nightmare. And also these like the top part which the peg comes through, they were ever so slightly wider as well, so I basically had to force them in with some pliers, and when I was doing that I was worried I was going to damage the headstock, because I really had to put a lot of pressure on to get them to go in. But they did eventually, and I haven't damaged the headstock, so that's okay. So all I've got left to do really is to screw these pickups in place, restring it, make sure that the neck isn't, you know, slightly bent or whatever, and I need to put these volume and tone dials on, which I've got one of them here. So they're black, and they've got like this sort of transparent weird crystal finish. But what I'm going to do to go in with the whole aliens thing is I've bought some tiny little face huggers. I know there's 2 on this one, but I'm going to use the ones where there's just a single one on. I'm going to strip them off, and hopefully this material will be a bit pliable so I can bend them a bit, and I'm going to wrap them around the top of these and paint them, which I think will look quite cool and unique, going on there. So that's pretty much the last thing I'm going to do. In fact, I might start that while I'm waiting for these new screws to turn up, and then yeah, it should be finished. So hopefully it plays all right. once it's all back together and sorted out, and yeah, it'll be finished. So it looks more like a guitar now. I think considering I've never taken a guitar apart at all and never done any work on any apart from just cleaning, I think I've done alright. So yeah, next video will be of it finished probably. So see you then.